To set up your calendar, you're going to do File New. You need to make sure you do Print just because it's easier and it gives you the option for tabloid. I think it's easier if you have inches, if you need to measure things, just because that's what we use. It can be tall or portrait or landscape. I'm going to do portrait. Make sure that it's CMYK and 300 PPI, which will be when you do print. It changes back to custom, which is fine. We're going to be printing these, so you need to have it 300 PPI because it's just not for the screen. We actually want to print it. To get your the dates, you need to log in to School Loop. You need to go to click graphic design here, click on Locker, and it will be here. You can click on it to download it. You have to save the file. It is an AI file, so you can just double click on it and it'll open. And here you will have everything that you need. So I don't start changing or altering anything here as far as the text goes. I am just going to click and drag January. I don't even really need that. I can type that kind of stuff up on my own. And I am going to edit, copy, and then I'm going to go over, yes.
What are the little things under the months?
Those are just the moons. So the things under the month here you don't have to use. You can if you want. So this is telling you the days that it's going to be a full moon and a waxing and a waning. And down here has the holidays if you want to include that. They default as pink. So you might want to change, or magenta, you might want to change that. So what I would do is once they're over here, I'd group these so that when I move them around, they kind of stay the same. One thing that you want to think about, if you're going to make your calendar very specific, where there's like a picture in a month or month, that you really be aware that these are all of the same size. One way, I guess, to do that would be, changing the font all to the same size, different stuff like that. You are not required, and I would probably, it's up to you, but like for my calendar, I don't want these gray boxes behind.
What about the red?
The red you would probably want to change unless, these are holidays. So I would change it. If you want to have the holidays show, this is defaulted gray. I would change it to something that matches your color scheme. But how you show, you do have to have the months. You could have a J. You don't have to have January. You could have JAN. It's kind of like up to you what you want to do. You do need to have the days, and you do need to have the dates. Somewhere on it, it does need to say 2000. Oh, that's not 2015. 2015. You're going to alter fonts, stuff like that. So also, another thing that you might want to do is you might want to find free vectors. A really great site for that is going to be Vecteezy or FreePick. FreePick is nice because they actually give you Illustrator files. Most of the other sites only give you an EPS, which still works, but it's not as easy as doing Illustrator files. So can someone give me a theme or something they could think that they could do their calendar? Not Christmas. You don't want Christmas. So the idea of this is that you want it to be hanging in your house all year. It's a reference calendar. You can give it as a present. It should be like artwork. So you don't really want Christmas hanging all year long. Okay, so beach, summer. So you could look at all of these things to get different ideas of what you would want to put on your calendar. And you don't necessarily, this is kind of icons which we used. You could use these as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You would have, if you did one for each month, you would have to find 3 more and they would kind of need to match. There is an example that, let's do flowers. That might be easier for me to just kind of show you what I mean, what you could do. So let's take these vintage flowers, for example. Now, really quick, don't get fooled. They want to try to sell you stuff up here. If you click on one of these and it goes to iStock photo and buy credits, don't do it. It's going to cost you money. This right here, 3 credits, is going to cost you like 15 bucks. Yes. So we'll go here. I'm going to click download. I'm going to be patient because it's going to automatically pop up a window for me to save this. I'm going to save it. If it's a big graphic, it might take a while to download. You just be patient. It's telling me how many more seconds I have left right here. And then once it's done, it's similar to a font that it comes in a zipped folder. You have to unzip the folder. It'll be in your Finder. And then you open it up. You want to look for the AI or the EPS. Do not open the JPEG. That's not going to do you any good. You need to have the EPS. If it's EPS, you have to click and drag on top of the Illustrator icon for it to open. This is asking for fonts. So if you like these fonts or something about it, you need to go on the web, search for that word, find a free font, download it. Go on the web, search for that word, find a free font, download it. But I just want these flowers. So I'm not going to use it exactly how it is. I'm going to kind of pick things apart and use what I want to use. So what's nice about this is it's already kind of all separated. This one's different. See how there's just a square around it? This has a clipping mask. This might happen to a lot of the graphics you get where you need to right-click, release clipping mask, because it cut off those flowers, which is nice because I actually want to use this group. I'm going to ungroup that. So you just have to go through a series of ungrouping things to try to figure out until you get what you want. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it. No, I don't want to copy that one. Let's go back. Copy, 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 edit, copy, edit, paste. So then here I have this set of flowers that maybe I want to, you know, do something with the year about. Maybe I want to put it in the corner. Maybe I want to rotate it. Maybe I realize I want to make this scale very large and cut out how they cut it out on the corner and make a clipping mask just right here and just have a little bit of detail showing in the corner. Maybe I then think that it might be a good idea to put, maybe I want to put 2015 in here, or maybe I want to change the colors of these and have this be what every month is written in. So there's something that, so then you can take, I just would retype January. It isn't. And you can arch your text, effect, window effect, warp, arch, and just would be very, very little for something like this. You would just want it to kind of match the guidelines. Now, that ribbon is kind of large for the text, and black on that color might not work, so maybe you make it white. Maybe you don't like this color scheme at all, but you like the flowers. You can edit, recolor the artwork. You can take the magic wand, select everything that's this orange color, and maybe you want it to be pink, and everything that's this other color. You know, you can change. That's what a free vector is nice, because you can change everything about it. Even they have this little background back here. I'm going to copy it. I can't really tell what it's doing, so I'm going to copy it where it's on a cleaner thing. Let's see, do I release the clipping mask? And there it is. And so maybe I want this to be my background. I can drag this whole thing into the swatches, and it's going to make a swatch for me. I can make a square that's 11 by 17. I'm going to align that square to the artboard, and I'm going to fill it with that pattern that I just made. So you might have to rework it, because notice how it leaves some of these big holes, but maybe you like that. Or you can even ungroup stuff and go fill things in by hand. I mean, the possibilities are somewhat endless of what you can do. So you're just trying to create artwork. What I would say is when you're finding a free vector, I would try to find a vector that has a lot of things in it for you to use so that everything matches and it looks like it goes together. This has so many things in it that you can use and is done by the same artist. It has a nice color scheme and it's going to make your life a little bit easier. If you're wanting to do pictures, I know a lot of people like cars in this class. Let's say you're trying to find your favorite cars. So what you want to do is you want to click on the picture in Google Images. You want to do view image because you want to get the largest picture possible. You do not want to download this small thumbnail right here because it's going to be that small. You want to make sure that you're getting, so if you, that's going to click on the site, but you want to do view image. Then right click, save image as. You can leave it saved as you want. What's nice to do is to make a new folder and call it calendar. And then you can save everything that you're downloading for it in the same folder so that you can find it. I'm going to show you, so if you go to Pinterest and you look at one of the calendar ideas that I had pinned, you can see it is this picture one. So let's say you were wanting to do something like this. I'm going to kind of show you how you would make those pictures do that. So I'm just going to open up a new document. It saved the last stuff that I had. File place is how you want to get all pictures inside of the calendar. A really good thing that's important. If you are working on this for multiple days and you have pictures in it, you need to put everything in that folder. If you start moving stuff around, when you reopen this Illustrator file, it's going to make you relink every photo again. So as long as you keep everything saved in the same folder, it's going to know where to go find the picture. So this is it's a good size picture. Again, you have to hold shift anytime you're dealing with a picture. You cannot keep making it bigger. It looks fine on the screen, but it's not going to print well. You can make it, see how it's pixelated? When I view this at 100%. It's not too bad, but it's still nothing that you want to practice. You could make it smaller. So what that girl had done is she just had triangles. And so this was copy paste. Hope I didn't copy the whole. There we go. And then it's just rotated and lined up, etc., etc. All the way across. You take the picture that you want. Does anyone want to guess what you do? Good job, guys. Clipping mask. And then it would show up. So say you don't like the arrangement of that picture. You can double click on it. It says that you're in this little layer and you can move it all around. Now what you don't want to do is move it so you can't see the point of the triangle anymore. So that kind of shows you what you want. Clipping mask is different than the Pathfinder tool. With JPEGs, you can't really use the Pathfinder tool because it's, you know, Pathfinder is cutting vector paths, not JPEG images. So the possibilities are really up to you what you want to do. You just need to make sure that you're handling the graphics correctly, that you're scaling things correctly, and that you know how to download the